Cars still under the yellow. Gugelman rolls away first. Now Robbie Gordon rolls away, but not quick enough.
We'll get him.
You heard Derek Walker say, don't worry about it, we'll get him. Now let's go back to the pit stops at the start of this yellow. As Scott Pruitt, the 20 car, will have up the top of the screen.
The red and white one right there.
So keep an eye as Scott Pruitt's team, Patrick Racing, nice job. Rolled him away and gave him the lead of the race. And then Goodyear came out, and then Villeneuve. And Bobby Rahal came out behind Villeneuve. So now behind the Corvette pace car, the field is lined up once again. And the leaderboard at this moment is showing Jim Vassar at the top of the order, followed by Pruitt, Goodyear. Jack Villeneuve drops to 4th. Bobby Rahal, Raul Boisel, Rahal's teammate. They run 5th and 6th. Eliseo Salazar, Christian Fittipaldi, Gugelman now down to 9th place, followed by Gordon, Sullivan, and Arie Luyendyk with a Menard engine still in this fight. Let's go to Jack.
Well, probably one of the greatest stories so far, and we've been on top of it, is Scott Pruitt going without a tire change. Al Spire from Firestone Tire and River Company. It's the soft compound, and yet he elected not to change tires. He's got new ones on now, but 2 whole stops.
Oh, yeah, 2 whole stops. You know, he went a lap down earlier in the race because the pits were closed. He ran out of fuel by going almost a double stint on the tires because of the exceptional wear we've got. Even on the soft compound, it's got him back on the lead wrap, right up in the lead, and we've got our fingers crossed.
How could you assess your performance so far coming back to Indy?
Oh, it is just tremendous. We could never have expected to be here late in the race. 2 cars up in the top 3, tires performing flawlessly, wear rate way above what we expected, and running right with the leaders. It is just fantastic.
You know, guys, should they win, you'll have to get him a Valium patch to keep him on the ground.
We should be going green next time around, and that man, Jimmy Vassar, in the number 12 SDP car, will be the leader of the race. He'll be followed by Scott Pruitt, and then Scott Goodyear, and then Jack Villeneuve in 4th, Bobby Rahal 5th, Raul Boisel in 6th, Eliseo Salazar in 7th.
Vassar finished 4th here last year, but he, like several other drivers in this race, are having the best race that they have ever had. We're seeing great drives by a number of drivers who have not really been headliners in IndyCar racing.
Now let's also keep in mind that the pit stops, they could probably make it one more, but it's got to be a flat-out race all the way to the end, and that means, will the guys run in their cruise gear? Will they turn the boost all the way up to maximum? That uses more fuel, so we have to kind of follow along and watch their concepts.
Just 32 laps to go. Now's the time when the crew will turn them totally loose and say, race it on your own, as Jimmy Vassar picks up the pace. Matsuda heads into the pits as they come back to green. Vassar passes him. Pruitt moves to the inside. That's Goodyear sliding in just behind them. Pruitt can't get it done. Drops 2 wheels below the line onto the rumble strip. Battle for the lead at Indianapolis. On the backstretch. Pruitt still tries to close, but Vassar now gets up a full head of steam and is rolling.
Jimmy Vassar fought off Pruitt terrifically there. What style, Paul. He just knifed back across, had none of Pruitt's effort to pass him.
Dan, it looked to me like that might have been a tie right down in the apex of that corner.
What?
Boy, but what a chance he took. See that car there, number 9, 5th place? They're going to give him the black flag. Excessive speed on the last pit stop. So Rahal will have to make a stop-and-go penalty. He was going 109. Supposed to go not more than 100. Now let's go to the pitch, Jerry Punch.
Checking in on what Jimmy Vassar's going to do, guys. Here's the scenario in the Vassar pit. I talked with Tom Anderson. They pitted on lap 156.
Whoa, another car into the wall, and it's Vassar. Vassar into the wall.
Unbelievable, unbelievable.
Every Indianapolis 500 has its own character. There's his crew.
Disbelieving. He had such a fine ride going.
From feast to famine. That shows what happens, the pressure that you get from the sprint car race to the end. And that's what this race has worked itself out to be.
Watching to make sure Jimmy Vasser's okay. The rescue crews are already there. He takes off the wheel.
He's disgusted, Paul. He's really disgusted, but I think he's all right.
By the way, going back one accident to that of Davy Jones, he climbed out of the car, went in for a routine check at the medical center. Debris all up and down the track now from Jimmy Vasser's impact with the wall. Let's take a look at it. Look how high he is there.
Completely out of the groove. There he is, kaboom. He just went into the turn too fast, it looks like. Got out of the groove. Once you get out there, especially when the groove is very dirty this late in the race, that's where all the little rubber deals off the tires have gone, all the little trash. Look at him going out there, kaboom, right into the wall there. It's just too loose out there. The guys have to stay in the groove.
So the leader of the race crashes. Jimmy Vasser, as he was anticipating to stop. Scott Pruitt picks up the lead. Let's go to Jerry Punch.
We're with Tom Anderson, the team manager for Ganassi Racing, and Vasser. I tell you what, Tom, what happened out there?
Sound like Jimmy just said he got it up, and I guess Pruitt was down underneath him, and Jimmy was up on the high side, and he got the right side tires in the gray, and she just wouldn't hold on, so it got away from him.
He made a heck of a move on the restart to hold on to his position. You guys were ready to roll the dice on that fuel and possibly try to steal one here.
Yeah, we kind of jumped out of sequence a couple of sessions ago, and we were playing our own card game, but it looks like it didn't pan out today.
That's Tom Anderson, the team manager for Jimmy Vasser.
So Vasser is the leader of the race, catches the wall out of the race. Caution is on once again at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and Scott Pruitt will be the new leader.
World of Sports.
Back in Indianapolis, here's a situation that set up this yellow with Jimmy Vasser running in the lead, being chased by Scott Pruitt, Bobby Unser.
Yes, you can see Pruitt behind. There's the car, the red one. Vasser, Pruitt, getting a draft. Moving up on him, moving up, getting a good draft, working back and forth. Now he goes for the pass right down the bottom. Good, clean pass. Good, smart pass by Pruitt.
And that, of course, put Vasser into the wall. This is from Scott Goodyear's car. There they are just ahead of you. You can see that Vasser getting way high after the pass. Catches the wall. Goodyear goes into second place. And Jimmy Vasser, not very happy with this. He apparently didn't think it was a clean pass. He wanted to wait for Scott Pruitt as he came around.
I think he's wrong there, Paul. He's looking for an excuse. He's anxious at the end of the day. Let's go to Jerry Punch.
We are in the Ganassi pits with Chip Ganassi's partner, Joe Montana. Joe, first let me ask you, what about this spectacle today, the Indy 500? How are you enjoying yourself?
Oh, been having a great time. And, you know, it's a great learning experience for me and also having a lot of fun with it. Chip and with Target and everyone, it's just been great, Jennifer and I, and we were having a blast. Can't wait for the next one.
Now, you almost had a shot at victory lane if Vasser could hang on, but that incident a moment ago, he was not a happy camper when he climbed out of that car.
He didn't look very happy, but we couldn't really tell what happened here, but we got one of the guys on the way back to the hospital. He looks like he's okay. I hope that he is. We still got a car running with Brian, so we still got our hopes in there.
Well, the hopes are still up here, but however, Brian Hurta's car has come to rest in the pits and is now shut off. Paul?
Well, still under yellow now. Scott Pruitt is the leader. Bobby Rahal was assessed to stop and go under this yellow flag. So Scott Pruitt is the leader, followed by Goodyear and Villeneuve.
The 79th running of the Indianapolis 500 on ABC's Wide World of Sports. Brought to you by Craftsman. 2200 hand tools. Made in America, guaranteed forever. Only at Sears. Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft, making the world a very cool place. GTE. With GTE, it's amazing what we can do together. And Cadillac and your Cadillac dealer, creating a higher standard.
The Chevrolet Corvette pace car already accelerating as we're ready to go back to green flag racing. It'll be a 24-lap sprint to the finish. Everybody's made their stop. Shouldn't be another reason to head into the pits. It's Scott Goodyear out in front, or it's Scott Pruitt out in front. Scott Goodyear right behind him. Jack Villeneuve in third, and Raul Boisel is fourth, followed by Christian Fittipaldi and Eliseo Salazar. And here we go. This should be a run to the 500th mile. And as immediately Goodyear tries to make a move and gets it done as they cross the line.
Pruitt drops right into his slipstream.
He absolutely drafted him. I saw it coming. He laid great for him. Scott Pruitt was slow on the gas. What a better thing. You can bet Pat Patrick is going straight in the air right now.
Goodyear has the more experience, especially in 500 milers of the two. Of course, he's won 2 500 milers. Pruitt's best finish here, a 10.
So Scott Goodyear, the Honda power, moves into the front.
Both men have crew chiefs urging them on that have won the race. Jim McGee, representing Scott Pruitt, has won it 3 times. Steve Horn for Scott Goodyear has won it once, back for Rahal in 1986.
Everybody has to understand these cars don't accelerate to full speed equally, so any run that you can get another car at a start is going to give you like a 10-mile-an-hour gain at the end of the straightaway.
I think that's one of the key differences too, Bobby. You're looking at 2 different engine packages here that accelerate at different rates. That may have also helped Scott Goodyear.
Remember, that Honda turns more RPM than the Ford does. The Honda is leading right now. The Ford is running to second. Both cars are Firestone, but the Honda turns more RPM, which means it gets more wheel torque than the other one does.
From time to time, you get a feeling for all the debris that's on the course. Something like that could pop into the front of one of these coolers, one of the radiators on the car, and that could let an engine go. Look how dirty it is up there off of turn 1.
But you can bet you that Scott Pruitt is thinking of everything he can do. He doesn't have much time left. The difference between winning and second place is everything.
Goodyear's 24-year tire winning streak here on the line right now with Firestone, as you said, Bobby, running 1-2.
We watch the leader. Third place is Villeneuve, despite a 2-lap penalty very early on in the race.
223 miles an hour last lap. Awesome.
Those are the fastest laps run thus far.
Scott Goodyear, who did not have a ride at the beginning of this season, picking up here with the Tasman team. This is his first race of this year.
Now remember, Scott Pruitt, following Scott Goodyear there, is running in dirty air. He's trying to figure out a way to pass. He's going to try low, high, everything and going. I'm getting really excited myself.
Battle at the front of the field. That bright yellow car, number 24, that's Scott Goodyear. He's the leader of the race. The red, white, and blue car directly behind him, the 20 car, that is Scott Pruitt, first and second. Goodyear, of course, a part-time driver this year, has won 2 500s, both of those at Michigan. Scott Pruitt spent last year testing the Firestone tires just so he could be ready for this run this year. Third place is the 27 car of Jack Villeneuve. And remember that Goodyear, as we showed you right at the start of the show, was second in the closest finish ever here at Indianapolis behind Al Unser Jr., 43 thousandths of a second.
You can watch that Scott Goodyear zigzag trying to break the draft for Scott Pruitt, but Pruitt stays right behind him. Wherever he goes, he stays in his draft.
20 laps to go.
This is a straight fight to the finish. 20 laps to go. 2 evenly matched cars. 2 great drivers, both with high expectation.
But Sam, what does history tend to show us?
Well, of course, it points to Scott Goodyear's experience in matters like this. You just mentioned the fact that he came up just that bit short to little Al 4 years ago.
What it also will tell us is that there is a good